screen is visible for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now we'll discuss with the window comparator. So the problem is, I'll just read out the problem. Using MUA741 op-amp, design a window comparator for any given UTP and LTP and simulate the same. So any given values, so you'll be getting the values from the examiner, the upper threshold voltage and the lower threshold voltage you have to design for the given voltage. So now the question is not a symmetric or there also we were having UTP LTP values, but both of this reference were applied across the single terminal. So in the non-inverting comparator, non-inverting symmetric, what we did, the input has been applied across the inverting terminal, and non-inverting terminal we applied both of this threshold voltage based on whatever the output we are going to get this threshold voltage as well, because there this UTP LTP was decided with the output, the reference voltage what we applied across the circuitry, and we were having a voltage divider circuit, right? So there we were having two resistors. Between this we were applying the potential. So all these matters in computing this UTP and LTP in the symmetric. Now what we are doing, we have to provide these threshold voltage across two different comparators. Now how we are going to do that? So just erase this. So we have two comparators now. So now UTP will be applied across one of the comparator, LTP will be applied across another comparator. Then both of this has to be connected with a single input. So I'll just short this, I'll provide the input. So here I'll be applying the input voltage. So here I'll be applying the upper threshold voltage, so UTP. Here I'll be applying the lower threshold voltage, LTP. So based on this, I'm going to extract the output across both of this. So both of this connected together, I'm going to get the output. This is how the window comparator is. So I'll just write down this. UTP has been applied across the positive terminal here. So here the LTP is applied across the negative terminal of the comparator. So this works like an inverting comparator, this works non-inverting comparator. So now how this will be operating here? So I have to extract the output across these two together. So here I'll connect a load resistance RL, and we already know we need to connect the biasing voltage. So this plus 12 volts, minus 12 volts. All these things basics you already know how to do this. But we need to know how I'm going to apply the UTP here, how I'm going to apply the LTP here. So because we need to have some constant circuit where it will provide upper threshold voltage and lower threshold voltage now. So what we do in the similar way how our 555 timer was, so we'll be having the circuitry in that form only. So we have three resistors, so this has to be connected to ground. This is ground, okay. This has to be connected to VCC. Let me write it below. The negative terminal of this should go to ground. So this is, I'll call this as VCC. So some potential I'll be applying across this. So whenever I write VCC, it is understood. It is 5 volts I'll be applying across this. This is the resistor. So I'll name this resistor as R1, R2, R3. Now it's our work. We need to compute what are this R1, R2, R3. So I'll be extracting the potential across this, that is upper threshold voltage. So I'll be extracting the potential across this. This is the lower threshold voltage. This is the input. I'll just mention it as V in. This is the output. So I'll mention it as V out. Suppose if I'm doing this circuitry in the simulator PSpice, so we'll do an voltage marker for this. So we'll write an voltage marker and label this as V. So this, what type of input voltage, what type of input we are applying here is an V sign. The sine wave we are going to apply it. So just I've written the circuit, we need to know the working of this. So already what we know is how the comparator works, right? So I'll just take my upper threshold voltage is some volts. So let me take it as 4 volts only. One more point you need to observe in this, if my circuitry is something like this, whatever the voltage I apply across this, there is a drop across all these resistors, and by the time it reaches here, it should be 0. There is no chance of getting a negative resistors here. So since I can't provide any negative resistance, I can't provide any negative threshold voltage. So the voltage what we are going to write UTP, LTP should only be a positive voltage. Okay. So I'll just take some voltage. UTP is 4 volts, LTP 2 volts. We'll just see how to design with this. First we'll know what is the working of this. Later we'll work with how to design this. So now the upper threshold voltage has been applied across the positive terminal. So just take our input is like this, right? So our input amplitude should be greater than this 4 volts. Otherwise, there will not be any transition between the input and the output here. So it should always be greater than the UTP value. So I'll just take it of some 5 volts or 10 volts as an input amplitude. Okay, so if I'm applying 4 volts here, so how this will work, you just understand now. So here it was 0 initially. So if it is 0, then if this is 0, upper threshold voltage is 4, lower threshold voltage is 2 volts. So here what is the output across this first comparator here? Can anybody tell me? Here it is 0 volts across the input. What is the output across the first comparator? What is the output across the first comparator here? None of you know?
Output is high.
High. So here it is 4 volts, here it is 0 volts. High in the sense it is plus Vsat. So output is plus Vsat. So when in this 0 it is plus Vsat. So I can't write it here little bigger, so I'll just write it a smaller one only. How long this will be plus Vsat? So till this input reaches to the 4 volts. So this is plus Vsat. What is the output here? What's the output here? What is the output here?
Low.
Low. So according to this, the output should be minus Vsat. So is it possible the output is plus Vsat and minus Vsat? It gets cancelled, right? Here we have plus Vsat, here we have minus Vsat. Means, so this comparator is not at all operating when the threshold voltage is, when the input voltage is lower than the upper threshold voltage, greater than the lower threshold voltage. So it is off here. So you can't write the waveform something like this. So you have plus Vsat and you have minus Vsat. So individually in this we get plus Vsat and here we get minus Vsat. So your plus Vsat, your minus Vsat. So obviously these two get directly provided across this. So it gets cancelled here. So you can't get this at all. So then when it will work then? So it starts operating once this reaches 2 volts, because 2 volts is applied across this terminal. So when the input is greater than the 2 volts, the output here is plus Vsat. So after this 2 volts, here we are going to get plus Vsat. Here it is 4 volts, here it is 2 volts, so here we are getting plus Vsat. So both of this are positive now, so I'm going to get here output plus Vsat. So at the LTP, so once written below here, okay, at this lower threshold voltage, our output reaches the plus Vsat. Is this point is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Or you want me to write this again?
No.
Fine. Let me write this waveform. So till here there was no working. So only once it reaches that lower threshold voltage or the input exceeds that lower threshold voltage, our circuit started operating. So here we get plus Vsat. How long it is plus Vsat? So till this voltage only, because once this input is exceeded this 4 volts, so it will force our output to minus Vsat across the first comparator. But the second comparator will retain with positive, but the first comparator will forces our output to minus Vsat. Again, positive and negative voltage across this, it gets cancelled, so we don't get this. Your 0 volts we are going to get across the, sorry, not 0 volt, it will force our output to, 0 volts, because both get cancels here. So the comparator here, what we have written, will be operated only within this time span. So this is 2 volts, this is 4 volts. Only between this it is working, rest all it is 0. Is this point is clear? How
Yes,
this
ma'am.
window comparator is working? Now you have to draw the transfer characteristic curve. So there is very less space for me. I just erase this. You can copy down this from the manual. I don't know whether it is done the right way or not. Otherwise, you better take down the snapshot. So later you can write down this circuit and the waveform. Write it neatly. Only in the between this 2 volts and 4 volts, your output is plus Vsat. Rest all your output is 0. Now I am going to draw the transfer characteristics for this. So you already know the meaning of transfer characteristics, input versus output. So if I want to draw input versus output, already we know. So this is the input V in, output V out. So between this lower threshold voltage and upper threshold voltage, your comparator is working. So only between this, what is the voltage we are going to get here is plus Vsat. Rest all is 0. This is how the transfer characteristics of an window comparator. Any doubts in this?
No.
Okay. So now we need to know how to get these values R1, R2, R3. Otherwise rest all is known. Load resistance, we can connect some load resistance over there like 1 kilo ohms. See at this point what is the voltage, and at this point what is the voltage. As you already know, this works looks similar to your 555 timer. So we apply the potential across this and we are extracting across these resistors, and we are going to get this ground here, right? Voltage divider network almost. So what is the potential across this? Can anybody tell me the formula for UTP? UTP? What is the formula for UTP? So we computed that. Do you remember? 2/3 of VCC, 1/3 of VCC. So the meaning here was because all the 3 resistors were equal resistance. That's the, and it's of 5 kilo ohm resistance. So that's why we get there 2/3 of VCC and 1/3 of VCC because it gets cancelled over there. But now the UTP value here is R2 plus R3, R2 plus R3 divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3 into VCC. So that is your UTP value. LTP value is only across this. So R3 divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3. So 2/3 of VCC. Here 1/3 of VCC. So R3 divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3 into VCC. This is what the formula in order to compute the upper threshold voltage and lower threshold voltage. Okay, we have two expressions here. We know UTP value and we know LTP value. But R1, R2, R3, three unknowns are there with our two expressions. Again, we know it is not possible to do the computation. Suppose if we keep assuming, again we'll end up with some values. Instead of that, we have an thing here like we can do some computation between these two expressions. We can get the one more expression. So where it can reduce this and we can able to compute easily. So what we can do is divide these two. So UTP divided by LTP, that we can do it. When I do UTP by LTP, this denominators get cancels. So I'll get R2 plus R3 divided by R3. So when I get R2 plus R3 divided by R3, so still further we can do this computation. Can I start writing this? Is this clear? Any doubts in this?
No.
Yeah, this expression you should know. What is UTP? What is LTP? Once we compute this, then we need to find the values for the R1, R2, R3. Is that okay if I erase this circuit? Any
Yes,
doubts
ma'am.
in the circuit? Any doubts?
No.
Okay, fine. Then I'll just erase this circuit as well. So UTP by LTP, it is now UTP by LTP, we get R2 plus R3 divided by R3. Directly written the second step here. So this, what's the value of UTP LTP given for us? Suppose if I am designing for 4 volts and 2 volts. So this is the expression. So I can divide this, right? So 2R3 is equal to R2 plus R3. So I can write down here 2R3 minus R3, I'll get R3 here. So R3 is equal to R2. So I can consider any value. It should be same for both R2 and R3. So you can just take some value for this. Okay, I'll take 10 kilo ohms. It's not necessarily 10 kilo ohms. You can take any value which is available in the lab. Okay, then you substitute this value in one of the expression which we computed for UTP and also for LTP. Compute the remaining one. So which one we'll consider? So LTP, we know it's a little simpler expression. So we'll consider that LTP is equal to R3 divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3 into VCC. VCC is known 5 volts. So LTP is known 2 volts. So 2 volts is equal to R1 is unknown. We need to R3 is known for us. So 10 kilo ohms. So many a times what happens, you'll forget this unit. You'll forget to write this 10 power 3. Then your result will be wrong. Be careful with it. R1 is unknown. R2 is 10 kilo. R3 is 10 kilo. Instead of writing these multiple times, you can write it together. So I'll just write VCC here only, 5 volts. Next, what next? Here, do the computation. Here it is 20 kilo. So this is in the denominator. If I move on to the left hand side, so it will be into R1 divided by something. Otherwise, I can move this below also, right? I can just do cross multiplication. So what we are going to get here is 2 into R1 plus 20 kilo. Here it is 50 kilo. So next you write down R1 plus 20 kilo is equal to this. I can put it below or do division here. So it is 25k. So this plus, if I move on to the right hand side, so R1 will be 5k. 25k minus 20k. So I'll be getting 5k. So R1 is 5k, R2 and R3 is 10k. This is what the values we computed for the circuit. So any given values, you can consider any values, but you should know what the value we are considering should not be negative value. And one more point, when we are applying the VCC 5 volts, is it possible the upper threshold voltage is greater than this? Never possible. So you should remember that also. When your when your VCC is 5 volts and the problem given is 6 volts your upper threshold voltage, then you can't consider VCC 5 volts. At that time, instead of considering 5 volts, you consider bigger value for the VCC. So you take it 12 volts, you take it 10 volts. So what I suggest is, so within the trainer kit, what we have there is 5 volts and 12 volts power supplies there. So directly we can extract that. If we are taking a different value also, we have an component for that VDC. We can able to give whatever the potential we require it. That is still possible. But what I suggest is, let us take some fixed value. Either you take it 5 volts. So if we are not sure that if our UTP is 6 volts, at that time we need to do the changes in the VCC. So instead of that, you consider instead of 5, just consider 12 and do the computation. So if it is 12 volts, this value will change. But whatever the voltage here, there is no change because it is never dependent on VCC. Okay, R2, R3 will be equal if it is 4 and 2. So then you can just substitute here. So compute it for any different value and do it. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any given values you should be able to do it. 2 things you need to remember. One thing is your input should always be greater than your upper threshold voltage. And your VCC should be greater than your upper threshold voltage. Otherwise, the design part will go wrong. At any part of the time, you cannot have a negative threshold voltage because it is switching between that threshold voltage and the circuitry. What we have here is the 3 resistors. So whatever the potential we apply, by the time it comes to the end of the 3rd resistor, it should be 0 volts. So these 3 points you need to remember. How much can be your VCC, how much to be your input. So can we have a negative values there? Okay. Once we know these things, then you can able to do the computation for any given threshold voltage. So the same circuit you should work even on the hardware part as well. And one more thing, the inputs, whatever I said, right? So I just told about the amplitude. So input amplitude should always be greater than the upper threshold voltage. That is easy to remember, fine. And one more thing, when we are applying the input here sine wave, so you need to write down these settings. V amplitude, you can just take it 10 volts. So it will always be better. So VCC also, you better take it 12 volts. VCC, you better take it 12 volts. V amplitude, better take it 10 volts. So for the 12 volts, please do the computation for R1, okay? R1 cannot be 5 kilo ohms. Just do the computation. If it is 12 volts, how much can be your R1? So then you also need the frequency. So this is very important thing, the frequency. How much can I give the frequency? So there is a small change with respect to the simulator circuit and with respect to the hardware circuit. Please note this point. So if you want our op amp to be operated, it can be operated only if it is 1 kilohertz. So less than 1 kilohertz it will not be operating when we are doing it on the real hardware components. When we are doing it on the simulation, if you are giving the frequency higher, because it is switching between this, right? Our output is something like this. Between this it has to switch. It's a keep on working for this. So when the frequency is bigger, so lot of distortion will be there in the circuit. So when we are simulating, let the frequency be very, very small. So how much we'll consider here, it is in terms of ohms. Okay, you just take it some, sorry, not ohms, hertz. You just take it some 50 hertz and work with this frequency. But when we consider this 50 hertz, what is the time period? T is equal to 1 by 50. So you should know how much it is. Now the time is more. So if you are giving in the transient a very less time period, you can't see the waveform at all. Be careful while setting the transient when you are doing this in the lab. So I think this much only I need to tell. VAC, VDC, all these things you should give it 0. 0 volts in the settings. It should be V sign. Please note these things in your observation copy. This is supposed to be a sine wave. V amplitude should be 10 volts. Frequency to be 50 hertz. These two things you need to remember. This you can give it 0. Rest all you can just leave it empty and you can work with it. So VCC you consider 12 volts. Please do the computation for R1. I think with this I'll wind up this session. Thank you.